Hello and welcome back. I am Dr. Anshu coming back with today's editorial. So first let me wish you a happy Saraswati Puja and Vasant Panchami. May the Saraswati Ma enlighten us with a peace, prosperity and bless us with a wisdom to the creativity and makes enlighten with us knowledge. So let's moving back with the recap of the today's editorial. That's what we are going to cover now today's. So let's have a recap. The front page is covering the tax break will give a flip to the slow economy center. Modi attacks AAP laws people budget in a final election in rally in capital. Second page covering the Trump slaps tariff on Canada, Mexico, China. Over 260 refugee from Myanmar seeks a shelter in Manipur. There is a crisis in Congo. The next is UK to introduce a law against AI tools used to generate sexual abuse images. How much subsidies do fossil fuel receive? There is a chart and data presenting the fossil fuels subsidies. Sixth one is on the living relationship in Uttarakhand. Seventh one covering the legal system under the which citizenship is acquired, and the medical force on high alert on the eve of Vasant Panchami Amrit Snan in Prayagraj. And last one is India's caps dream run with emphatic victory over South Africa in summit class. It's a very good victory for us. Budget 2025 overlooks joblessness. So let's start the news. This what the tax break will flip to slowing economy center. So what is covering today's news? Is that advocating trust in people wisdom, Finance Secretary says taxpayer will help economy to spending, saving or investing the benefit. The economy require all kind of engines to be fired. So the center decided to slash the income taxpayers. Burden was aimed at addressing some angst that it has been noticed in recent months to as well as to flip to the economy weakness, keeping the growth impulse to demand. So therefore the state of economy we have today require all kind of engines to be fired. So the people's wisdom, whatever when they what do, the center will forego 1 lakh crore. It's 1 lakh crore by making annual incomes to 12 lakh tax free and raising tax slabs and rates. So here the Modi's attacks uploads people's budget in final election rally in capital. So they're lauding the union budget. Finance minister, the PM Narendra Modi said on Sunday that only BJP respected the middle class of country. The budget was focused on the Modi's guarantees were fulfilled. So addressing this final rally in capital at RK Puram ahead of Delhi as a BJP candidate for Viksit Bharat, he gave the strength to the country's a four pillar. The four pillars are youth, poor, farmer, and women. So over the past year, we delivered the free rations, health treatment, Pakka houses to poor, and Mrs. Modi said the hospitals and infrastructure he added. So taking the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Modi asked the voters to remove the party from government and bring the era of development as state had seen the BJP government. So will you remove the Apada, the disaster? Delhi had wasted 11 years, so my request is to give a chance to serve you, and I guarantee that I will spend all my efforts to remove the problem and difficulty. So basically the ongoing election will be going to held in the Delhi from the 5th and 6th Feb, and the opposition just claiming each other that they are just making and also promises to the peoples for their welfare through their promises and their and just wanted to trust their new government of BJP in Delhi. From past 11 years, AAP was ruling there. So the moving to the next is Trump slaps sorry, Trump slaps tariff on Canada, Mexico, and China. So here the US President Donald Trump announced broad tariffs on Saturday on Canada, Mexico, and China, claiming a major threat from illegal migrations. It's here talking about their illegal migrations here, immigration and drugs. The move sparked promises of retaliations. Canadian and Mexican exports faces 25% tariffs, and Canada will have a lower levy of 10%. So the got from China, which already faces a serious rates of duties, will see additional 10% tariff. So what we are talking is the next news about the 260 refugees from Myanmar seek a shelter in Manipur. So the civil war rages in the Myanmar security agencies, verifying the reports of death of Manipuri youth in neighboring country and keeping a close watch on impact of ethnic strife. The Manipur from January 27, around 260 Myanmar refugees 260 Myanmar refugees has taken a shelter in India from here the Morean border. It's talking about the Moreh border in Manipur. Questions can be asked about the geographical locations at where is the Moreh border. So in Manipur. So since January 9, the air strikes from Myanmar military refuses to have been streaming into areas close to Manipur border. Defense forces said around 100 foreigners had sought temporary refugees, but eventually the return from the bombing stopped. Last week, 100 of them attended a funeral for member of band People of Liberals Army in Imphal East. So the civil reports intended by 100 of people held for member band in outfit based in Manipur, and he was allegedly killed on a Myanmar border. So the funeral for a People Liberations Army was held at public ground in Manipur in Imphal East. PLA's band Mighty Insurgents outfit espouses the succession of Manipur. So cadre is killed. The funerals rituals places in absentia. After many videos, somebody declared inquiry, but no action is taken. The PLA cadre identified Hathumba, a resident of Kaching, was reportedly killed on January 27 in exchange of gunfire powder border with Myanmar. So the proxy enemies attack planned by Indian Army. So there is also one news, that is the crisis in Congo. For the peace, the country should take the Tutsis into confidence. Let me just search some things. So for Democratic Republic of Congo, no stages of civil conflicts, but Tutsis are basically the ethnic group of Africans. These are the ethnic group of African Great Lake region, and they are Bantu speaking ethnic group, basically found in the Great African East Lake region, and they are the second largest of three main ethnic groups, that is groups in Rwanda and Burundi. And Tutsi were the pastoralists and filled the rank of warrior caste. So there is no stranger civil conflicts, but here the advances made by M23. Just remember this name, M23. A rebel coalitions capturing the mineral rich city of Goma, humiliating setback of Congolese government, which had crushed the rebellion in M23, taken from the failed Tutsi-led rebel group of Congolese government on March 23, 2009, claiming it to fighting to protect the rights of Congo Tutsi ethnic minority group. So the Congo by a Tutsi-led government, Tutsi-led government backing M23 in March in Goma, but withdrew of the Kuanda came in the spells of calmness. So agreeing here the Goma the declaration of war and what a rigorous military response. The Hutu Mitiesis, there was a Tutsis were massacred by ethnic Hutu militias when the thousands of Hutus fled to Rwanda for Congo in mid 90s. Here the genocidal regime in Kigali, Congo's Tutsi armed self-defense. Rwanda has made a military incursion in the Congo conflict, the genocides. Here the reason as a human mission. So unlike in the position of strength time to making the conflict of exposed Congo, here the 30 years of genocide was brought, and Mr. Kagame was the reason of group in operate the soil late and massacre will still fresh into confidence. So the UK to introduce a law against AI tools to use to generate the sexual abuse images. So the Britain become the first country in the law against the tool to generate sexual abuse images to government announced late on Saturday. So it is illegal to possess, create or distribute AI tools designed generated sexualized images of children, punishable by 5 years in prison. What are the steps that are taken by is 5 years of prison, Interior Minister by Vivet Cooper. So that it is illegal to possess AI images which teach how to use AI to the sexually abused children, punishable by the 3 years of prison. If you are also involved in how to create and how to make it, then you also get punishment of 3 years. And if you are onto in this, you are prison for 5 years. So there is a real disturbing phenomenon. Online child sexual abuse material is growing, but also the grooming of children and teenagers and online. This is what is happening. AI is putting this on steroids. So the AI tools were making it easier for perpetrator to groom the children, and also meaning they are manipulating the images of children and then using them to blackmail young peoples in further abuse. So the new law would include banning some of the AI models being used for child abuse, the minister said. The other countries are not yet doing, but everyone the new laws will be criminalized to predator. Prison said the government. So moving to the next is how much subsidy do fossil fuels receive? So here the estimated ranges less from the $1 trillion to the 7 trillion depending on how subsidies are defined. So the low down on fossil fuel subsidies here. Basically, if we want to tackle the climate change, we need to move away from fossil fuel to low carbon energy sources. So the transition is a lot easier if these sources are cheaper than fossil fuel. However, fossil fuels are often subsidized, reducing the short-term economic incentives to switch, because subsidies can be defined in different ways: production, consumption, explicit, implicit. People can quote different numbers to this question, ranging from hundreds of billions of US dollars to as much as 7 trillion. So let's start the explicit subsidies, government payment to make fossil fuels cheaper. So the fossil fuels to make cheaper, this payment can either go towards the fossil fuel producers so that extraction and refining cost is lower, called production subsidies. Here's the production subsidies. So the global explicit subsidies for fossil fuel amounted around 1.5 trillion in 2022, and that is equivalent to entire GDP of country like Russia or Australia. So here is 80% of explicit subsidies went to consumers and rest to the fossil fuel production. So here the chart 1 shows, here's the chart 1. Chart 1 shows that the price of energy spiked in Russia. The price of spiked in Russia due to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So the consumption subsidies roughly double from 21 to 21 to 22. And then again in as the price of gas increases as much as 400%, so many countries implemented mechanism to support consumer. Now this money was going towards subsidies fossil fuels, but it perhaps not quite split a subsidy as a name might infer. Map 2. Here the map 2 shows, you can see the level of fossil fuel subsidies given per person. This include production, consumption subsidies as last shown for 2021 before energy crisis. Major oil producer, sorry. So the major oil producers are just Saudi Arabia, Turkmenistan, Libya, Algeria, that spend more than $500 per person, sometimes over $1,000 to support the fossil fuel production. Chart 3 shows the breakdown of 7 trillion figures into component: consumption of subsidies to support the reduce of cost of fuel for consumer, air pollution, environmental social damages, that local pollution caused by burning fossil fuel 30%, climate change 30%, environmental change, social damages from climate change causes by the burning fossil fuel, and what is the road use 70%, damages from road accident and congestion. So the production subsidies here is 4%. The support for fossil fuel producer to reduce cost. Foregone VAT 5%. So reducing these subsidies would need a different approaches, like cut support for producers, cut support for consumers, reduce VAT exemptions, pollution tax, carbon tax, and road congestions and pricing. Here are the data of VAT 5%, exclude air pollution 30%, I've already mentioned. So let's covering to the next article. It's about the budget that is forward looking and growth oriented. So the Union Budget 25-26 is aligned with government sustained efforts over the past few years to bolster the economic growth and the development. So the provision of government strategic approach toward the economic expansion, fiscal prudence, and sectoral growth. Multiplier effect of IT cut is like if the person individual earning up to 12 lakh per year, the limit will be 12.75 lakh for salaried taxpayers, because the standard deduction is 75,000. And this is a major relief for a middle class and is expected to have a multiplier effect on economy. Higher disposable income can trigger a virtuous cycle of higher consumption. Increase in turn, this result in higher indirect tax collections, like indirect tax paid through the GSTs, such as retail, benefit industries such as real estate, automobiles, manufacturing, boosting employment opportunities. And another key highlighting budget is allocations of 11.2 crore for capital expenditure 25-26. So the marking an increase is 10% actual expenditure. And this enhanced to spending can drive the infrastructure development, boost employment generation, catalyze economic strengthening, and nation logistical and industrial backbone, ensuring a long-term sustainable growth. So the major thrust to the manufacturing is the Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has also announced the establishment of National Manufacturing Mission. So the aim is to promote Make in India. Make in India, where the initiative covering a small, medium, and large industries. MSME already we have mentioned that how it is benefiting to every sector in the terms of more center to the middle class. The mission is expected to enhance the domestic capabilities, reduce import dependency, encourage foreign investment. So while the finer detail are yet to be examined. So the incentive in creating enabling business environment and initiative has potential to position India as a global manufacturing hub. So what is the focus on labor intensive sector? So in the consensus of government job creation, the budget is focused on labor intensive sector such as tourism. So where the job creation focus is in the budget of like labor intensive sectors such as tourism, food processing, and leather. food processing, and leather. So these industries have historically been a major employment generators and contribute substantially to India's export earning. By targeting incentives and streamlining regulation, the budget aims to enhance the productivity, improve competitiveness, and create a new job opportunities in these new sectors. These are the sectors where already been creating the highest job creations and historically been a major employment generators and export earnings. So the infrastructure side, we see the budget focus on maritime sector through announcement of new maritime development, and this will boost the marine economy, especially in coastal states, country, creating a growth opportunities. So the budget has introduced the Prime Minister Dhanya Krishi Yojana, a targeted. Just remember this scheme can be asked. It's Dhan. I am just mentioning here. It's Dhan Dhanya Krishi Yojana. Economic survey and budget, this is the most important, and you have to add the new schemes allocations can be asked, as these are very current topics and question can be asked directly, so we just have to revise these schemes again and again. Dhanya's Krishi Yojana, targeted initiative design for agriculture productivity. Krishi Yojana. So it's covering the program covering designed to enhance the agricultural productivity for and to improve rural livelihoods. So the program will cover 100 districts. 100 districts can be asked in a statement way. In if you just analyze the PYQs, then you see that there is a many questions in the budget in the statement forms. If you just read the budget also and their statements, you can just have a clear pictures and clarity. So the below average credit access in partnership with state government. So the initiative aims to promote the crop diversification, sustainable agriculture, enhance the post harvest facilities. So the another commendable aspect of budget is government to resolve the reduce the fiscal deficit will help to stabilize the inflation. Here the what was the deficit is 4.8%. Just remember these data. 4.8% in 2024-25 to 4.4% in 25-26. There is a fiscal deficit. So the move is critical as a sound public finance and sine qua non for sustained economic growth. So what is the boost of ease of doing business? Rationalization of duty structures under doing business industries, fairer for benefiting the industry consumer. The budget has also addressed the issue in water duty and encourage the greater participation of domestic firms in global supply chain. Labor intensive sectors combined with fiscal prudence, income tax relief set the stages of robust growth. So that's now for this article. Already we have covered many articles related to the budget, and the newspaper is fully just covered with a lot of information about article like budget. In 2-3 days we just see the editorials regarding the budget. Sixth one is the on live-in relationship in Uttarakhand. That was an initiative that the first state to implement the UCC code in the Uttarakhand, and for also that is passed by the Uniform Civil Code passed in State Assembly in Feb 2024 demanded the registration of live-in relationship both at their commencement and termination. Let me just. So what it will come effect on to January 27, 2025, and what is the and government constitute a gross violation of increase in Article 21 of Constitution. Article 21, which is a famous case related to this, is a K.S. Puttaswamy case. That that they highlighted the importance of this article, the right to privacy, right to live in their own way. So the K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, already mentioned here, that the right to privacy encompasses both information privacy and decision autonomy. So what is the registration process is like? Under this code, only unmarried heterosexual couples can enter into live-in relationship. Couples currently in live-in relationship or intending to enter one registered through the launch launch online portal. And for offline, you have to submit 16 pages of forms along with supporting documents like rule as upon concerned registrar as stipulated in rule number 15(3)(e). And applicants are required to just have a document and photograph of income tax PAN number, and Aadhaar card is linked to their phone number with a proof of residence of domicile within the state. So that if the partner is between the ages of 18 and 21, they must provide Aadhaar link number, and to registrar is legally obligated to notify the guardians regarding the registration of relationship as well as its termination. So what is it is a relationship history relevant. So it is attempt to equate the living relationship with the status of marriage. If a couple falls with the degrees of prohibited relationship as outlined in Schedule 1, meaning that they are related by blood and they are must obtain the approval of religious or community leaders leader for certifying their eligibility to marry. The term degrees prohibited the relationship and derived from the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, which forbids the marriage between individuals who are lineally consequently related unless such union permitted by local customs. So the couples are also required to furnish a proof of any prior relationship. Further, they are required to disclose their current status, whether single, married, divorced, annulled, and separated or widowed. What about the housing is that if they are living together, they must provide a proof of shared household, such as most of recent electricity bill, water bill, if they are resided or rented accommodation, and the number of copy of rent agreement. The registrar is obligated to landlord while verifying the application detail, and if the partners are not yet living together, they must apply for provisional certificate. So penalties, what are the penalties here? Like if you are not registering this, then a fine of 10,000. Maybe you have to magistrate or impose a jail terms of 3 months or fine up to 10,000 for providing false information, concealing the details, carry a stricter penalty, imprisonment of 3 months, fine up to 25,000. Both registrar either acting suo motu or upon receiving a complaints regarding a fine with repeated offenders and higher penalty. What have experts said? So here the advocate interviewer co-founder Internet Freedom said that rules allow the third party to disclose the personal information data without sufficient safeguards. There is no penalties for third parties in case of data leaks, which is since the exposure of personal information can pose a real world threat, so that is likely to disproportionately affect the interfaith and intercaste couples. So here the 10,000 of the failure to register living within the month with both civil and criminal penalties. So moving to the next article. What are the legal systems under citizenship acquired? So here the legal principle is that citizenship is defined as full and equal membership of a country. So in order to be a citizenship, there are two important legal citizenship system based on citizenship acquired in various countries. One of them is jus soli, which means the right of soil. Under this principle, a child's citizenship is determined by his her place of birth, respective of citizenship of their parents, and many North American and Latin American countries like Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Argentina follow this principle while granting citizenship of children born with their country. The other is jus sanguinis, means right of blood. Under this principle, a child's citizenship is determined by the citizenship of parents, like many of African countries, European, Asian countries like Egypt, South Africa, Germany follow this principle. So what are the current issues in US? Here the current citizenship, the US has practiced the grant of citizenship based on jus soli principle. The 14th Amendment of US Constitution adopted 1868 state that all persons born in or naturalized in United States are subject to adjudication of their citizens of United States. So the US Supreme Court in 1898 reaffirmed that 14th Amendment extended to all children born in US irrespective of their parents' citizen. So the current executive order issued by President Trump protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship decreed that American citizens should be guaranteed guaranteed only to the children with the parents holding the US green citizenship or US green card. So it is decided on their parents, not on the children that who is born here or naturalized. This order is implemented from Feb 19, and however the federal courts in state of Washington had temporarily stayed the order, stating it bluntly unconstitutional. What about the citizens in India? Like, citizens of India is governed till the Citizenship Act 1955. Till 1997, India followed the jus soli principle, granting automatic citizenship to anyone born in India. The laws was just amended by introducing the jus sanguinis principle. So between 1987 and 2004, it was required that either of parents of child born in India was citizen of India for granting citizenship. So since December 2004, requirement was further restricted, where parents had to be citizen of one parent. And Article Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 just accelerated to provide citizenship to Hindus, Christians, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, Parsis from neighboring countries of Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, who have entered the India before 31 2014. So India is differentiated on the basis of religion by excluding Muslim for grant accelerated citizenship amendment for first time. So just here, moving to the next is the India's cap dreams to evacuate over South Africa and summit caste. It's a proud, very proud moment for India, and just utterly quantum India flaunted embarrassment riches to win a second successive World T20 World Cup title. The star of day is all-rounder Jeet Risha, who has completed her 3x75 unbeaten 37 ball 44, and South Africa led by the Karolina opted for decision to quickly as India has 3 spin attack on for 82. Here's are the scores and here's are the so the budget to 2025 overlooked jobness. Here the writer is telling that how the priority of employment and skill development has given the nature of excellent elections mandate. The finance minister announced the prime minister package for 5 schemes initiative to facilitate jobs and internship opportunity for 4.1 crore youth. Over the 5-year period. However, the 2 lakh center crore budget speech did not refer to Prime Minister package even once. The implementation of 24-25 announcement said that draft employment linked initiative is under the periodic labor force survey PLFS that revealed that youth employment rate age between 50 to 29 is increased to 10.2%, and graduates unemployment rate among the graduates are 13%. The latest economic survey shows the average real of earning of self-employed male worker India fell from 945 to 89591 and monthly real wages has just fell average to the 1265 in 1158 in 2024, and surplus labor indicating the job market combined the high food inflation and severely squeezed real incomes. So here was all the detail about like Manregas of what was the how the Manrega and agriculture contrast. What are the budgets of 452 in substantial hike in Manrega, running out of ideas. Profit to GDP ratio is like nifty 2.1% to the 4.8% in 23-24, and the higher level of economic majority. So just read it once. The whole budget is just covering all the editorials is covering the budget. I just got exhausted by reading again and again a budget, so just have a look once. So let's have a summary. The front page is covering the tax break that will give the flip to slowing economy. Modi attacks applauds people budget in final election rally in a capital. Second one is about the 260 refugees from Myanmar seeking shelter in Manipur, crisis in Congo. Third one is UK to introduce a law against AI tool used to generate sexual abuse images. Fourth one is subsidies do fossil fuel receives. Fifth one is a budget that is forward looking and growth oriented. Sixth article is on the live-in relationship in Uttarakhand, their implementations. Seven is the legal citizenship is acquired and this news is left, I think. Just have a medical forces and highlights what are the facilities and what are the alerts on the eve of Basant Panchami, Snan in Prayagraj. 7.1 is last one. It's the India's cap dreams with emphatic victory and South Africa in summit class and budget 25 just overlooks jobless. So that's for today, covering every important articles and editorial, and just ending here this editorial, coming back with today's editorial covering with latest news and all the important till now. Just enjoy Saraswati Puja, study hard, and good night. Thank you.